I actually had a meeting with all of our teachers at our school and asked for their input, so it's not just coming from me, but from our teachers in our K-5 building. I asked our teachers for some pro and cons of our Common Core standards and what they're seeing in their daily instructional lives. Some of the pros that they have said exclusively is the rigor. They are loving the rigor of the Common Core standards. It's pushing them and it's pushing their students farther than they have gone in the past. One thing that I've noticed as an instructional coach, seeing these standards going through K up to second, is the coherence. So something that we're teaching in kindergarten is being taught with more expectations in first and second, but the students are growing through the thought process of that particular standard. And it's allowing more time for that vertical planning, which the teachers are really enjoying, being able to talk about a specific standard, how this was taught in kindergarten, how it's growing, and using each other not just on a grade level, but through the whole school to get ideas and experience. I'm also noticing as an instructional coach that, that teachers are being pushed farther into thinking about what is behind the learning. An example of this would be our first grade teachers were very comfortable with our students understanding addition and subtraction if they were able to look at a flashcard and tell you the answer. And the Common Core standards have pushed them to say, well, can they do the same problem showing you with manipulatives? And before they would say that's too hard for them, but they know it because they know the answer when I show them the flashcard. And now they understand that they really don't know what their addition or subtraction is if they can't show you or tell you. So again, digging deeper into the standards have really helped our students. Some of the cons that our teachers have said about the Common Core standards is that everyone is receiving a different breakdown of what the standards are actually meaning, and it could be a different person's perspective on what that standard is saying. So some way of getting more information on this is the standard, this is what it means. And again, the common phrase is standards are fewer, clearer, higher, but the clearer part isn't necessarily the case. We've done a lot of work in Guilford County to make it easy for our teachers. I'm really excited about what Guilford County has done. If anyone would like to get more information on that, we'd be happy to share. One of the greatest things that I think Guilford County has done in the past year was give all the teachers standard maps for each standard that talk about what the standard means, is what for students to do, know, and understand, as well as question stems. And I'm sure that might be something that's happening in other counties as well, but it's been a great help in the past year with the standards. It's been a very tough transition for some of our teachers in terms of a different way of teaching and learning for the students, and I think that is where a lot of this nervousness is coming from. It's different. So I know change is hard, but once we get through this, I think that the scaredness and the nervousness will get better. In terms of the testing, the pro teachers at my school are saying is that they're liking the idea of having a comparison nationally, and they're liking the idea of having rigorous assessments. In terms of cons, they're seeing different levels of testing questions, and they're not sure if what they're teaching, if they're teaching it at the same rigor as what will be assessed. And right now, they only have one example of a test that the SBAC that they're looking at to see if it correlates to how they're teaching. And recently, I was given the opportunity to spend some time looking at that test, and there's only like 30 questions. So we need more information on how the standards will be assessed across the state. In terms of PD, again, I said this before, but Guilford County has done a phenomenal job at preparing our teachers for the Common Core standards. We started back in 2010, and we've done a lot of work in terms of getting our teachers ready, having lead teachers to help. We have been given, as teachers, a lot of time to talk about the standards with each other, to prepare. Our district has given us 2 different sets of units over the course of the 2 years, and again, the standard maps. I've got to tell you, I guess I wasn't under the understanding that there could be a possibility of throwing away the standards. I know that isn't exactly what I heard today, but that makes me incredibly frustrated to think that we put all this time and effort into understanding these standards, and then to have, again, go through this process. So I encourage you to take that into account as well.
If we will, go down through the row, and after all the speeches and your comments, then we'll come back to the members and take questions collectively.